In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Children are seen active for almost all the time. For almost all the time, the children are seen active. That's fine. The children are seen active, and why are they active? Can't we do the same thing? The prompt answer will be that children are active because, on the one hand, they have got a very fresh body, very fresh mind, very fresh body. Ours is the old one, and obviously diseased and old and overused and used and this and that. Plus, there were a lot of troubles we have been facing during our lifetime, and even now we are facing a lot of trouble as well. So, for all this reason, I'm not obviously as much active as I should have been. I cannot be as active as the children are. The children, if at all they are along with the parents want them to sit calm, peacefully, but they don't do that. They are seen active and sometimes hyperactive as well. We cannot be that much active at all. Okay, fine, but at least we can keep ourselves active for all the time, for most of the time. During our waking hours, we can keep ourselves active. How is it possible, by the way? And is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Possible indeed. How is it possible, by the way? Dear friends, it is possible because, look, now it is only possible because, you know, we are unable to keep ourselves active because we are seen thinking, thinking, and thinking. We think excessively. We think excessively. And the excuse is that I do have so many of the problems, and for that reason I keep thinking. I cannot stop thinking at all because I have lots and lots of problems. And since I do have lots of problems, and for that reason I keep thinking. And once I keep thinking, I cannot become that much active at the same time. It is actually a kind of vicious cycle. Why do I call it a vicious cycle? We think so much because we think excessively. I'm sorry. We think so much because we think negatively. We think excessively because we think negatively. Look upon the people who are positive, more positive. And you might have seen there are, I believe, I do have 100% believe that you know at least some of the people who are seen active for most of the time, despite the fact that they are not young on the one hand and they do have lots of challenges in their life on the other hand. And despite all that, these people are seen active for most of the time. What is the reason then? They are not the children, they are the older people. They do have the troubles in their life. They have been facing the troubles in their life. Now, another response will come that this person is a very tough guy. This person is a very rough and tough guy, and for that reason, I think this is not the reason. The reason is we can become rough and tough as well. We can become resilient people as well. People like to become sensitive people. Sensitivity is not a good thing at all, my dear friend. It is far better for us if at all we force ourselves to think positively. No matter what type of person we have been interacting with and what type of person we are even interacting today, we need to force ourselves to stay active and not to become, we can force ourselves to think positively. And if at all we are thinking positively, it has been made a kind of habit. Obviously, it will take a lot of time. obviously it will take a lot of struggle as well. It will take a lot of struggle as well, and mere making a decision is not might not be enough. We do have to go through a lot of hard work to make us a compulsively positive thinker. And once we do think positively only, let me assure you that we are not going to think overthink at all. We are not going to excessively think at all. And once we don't think excessively, then we will become active, and we will become even more active. As far the positive thinking is concerned, the positive thinking creates energy inside us, and it is the energy which is required to make ourselves as an active person, to keep ourselves as an active person. Lots and lots of energy is required, and this energy can only be produced if at all we are a positive thinker, because the positive thinking does create lots of energy. It's not for me actually. There was a conference in Islamabad. That conference was the psychologists and psychiatrists from several countries, and a conference was held there in Islamabad. It is, I'm talking about maybe more than 2 decades back, and then the very next day, a kind of news appeared in the paper, and the news was that positive thinking provides energy. Positive thinking provides energy. So positive thinking does provide energy indeed. And if at all we are thinking positively, on the one hand, we will never be doing the overthinking. On the other hand, we will be getting a lot of energy. And if at all we have a lot of energy and we are not overthinking at the same time, so we will make ourselves an active person. And activity is all that is needed. We need to become an active person. We need to keep ourselves as an active person, like the children. Obviously we cannot be as good as the children, but still there are people in the older age, there are people in the 40s, 50s, 60s who are not that young at the same at all, but they are seen active for most of the time, and they are seen doing the positive and the constructive thing. And once they keep themselves engaged in the positive and the constructive thing, automatically automatically the good results will start producing. And if at all the good results are being produced, then we will like to become even more active. So it is as simple as this one. No complication involved in it at all. So let's make one decision that we will become a hardcore positive thinker. And we are let's say we have put forward a kind of challenge that nobody on earth can make me a negative person. Nobody on earth can make me think negatively. And even all the people I'm interacting with, if at all the people are doing something whatever they want to, and that is not so pleasant, let me assure you that we should set forward a challenge that I do have to think positively. I do have to become 100% positive thinker, and nothing can make me a negative person at all. Once I'm that much on the positive thinking, let me assure you that we are not going to overthink at all. And once we are not overthinking at all, let me assure you that we will be more active, and even more active. Why? Because the positive thinking does create energy. We have lot of energy, and our mind is not stuck somewhere else. Our mind is free and relaxed. Once our mind is free and relaxed, it is not stuck somewhere else, and the energy is being produced. More energy is being produced. Then how come would it be difficult to stay inactive? I think that we will become an active person, and this activity will lead us to the good result, and those good results will make us even more productive person, will make us even more active person. Thank you.